And we are recording. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Welcome to LOUDdispatch.
Hello, Loudies.
How's everyone?
It's your host, Mark, with your host, Cheech.
Hello.
We're here with special guest, Brando.
Brando the kid.
Brando the kid. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show. Sunday Funday.
Yes, Sunday Funday. That is correct. Today's episode is brought to you actually by our sponsor, Blockbuster Video. Yes.
How many of you remember that?
Blockbuster Video, with a handful of VHS tapes, DVDs, and Blu-rays that you can probably stream anywhere online for free. You can rent these films at any given moment, at any given time. But they would like to remind you to please be kind and rewind your VHS tapes at all times.
Remember we used to have like 3 days to keep a VHS tape, and then it went down to like, I don't know,
you could
24
rent
hours?
Yeah, you could rent by the day, or you could rent like, 2 days or 3 days. I worked at a video store for like 7 years.
Yeah, that's
straight
right.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
You have no idea like the amount of people that like rented videos like on a regular occasion. It was so funny to me. I worked at 2 different video stores.
I was one of them. Adult section. Adult section.
Well, it's funny because the first video store that I worked at, I know this is totally off topic, but the first video store I worked at actually, no, the first video store I worked at actually did have an adult section, and at the time I was actually younger than 18. Let's just leave it at that. I think I was like 16 years old. Hold on, and I'm not even kidding with you. I was like between like 15. No, I was like 15 going on 16, right? I was like 15 and a half or something like that because I had to get a work permit. Dude, no joke. And so this place had an adult section in it, and it had surveillance cameras. I get hired, and my first day that I'm supposed to start, they tell me don't come in because they got robbed.
Oh. Who robs a video store? For really?
They got robbed at knife point or something crazy, ridiculous like that. And I'm thinking to myself, is this like really where I want my first job to be?
Hell yeah!
So I say to
sounds exciting.
So I say to myself, sure, let's. This sounds interesting. Let's see where this goes. And the first week that I'm there, I meet who I find out later is going to be my, and this could get people in trouble, but let's just say a teacher of mine in school.
In the adult section.
Yes, in the adult section. And as I'm ringing said teacher up, I'm asked for a movie. Mind you, he has 3 adult films with him. He's renting them all for 3 days. And one of the things that we had to do every night was call people that were late on their movies. So if you didn't return your movie, you had to call them.
Yeah.
That is correct. And having to call and ask for the feet fetish porn that he.
Oh, I'll never understand that. That's all. I'll never understand it.
I don't. But that was like my first like real job, was like working in a video store with like an adult section, and then I worked at family like a Hollywood Video.
That's it. I thought it was Blockbuster.
Yeah,
Hollywood
no,
Video.
it was a
That's
Hollywood
right.
Video.
Yeah.
I worked there by Kennywood for like I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we would get movies a week before they came out to the public. So a week before they got released, we would get the movies in the store, so that we could watch them and like review them and basically give suggestions. Sure. It makes.
Oh hell yeah!
The fact that my
You know what
daughter
makes me feel old is your beard. It's very gray.
It is.
It's this silver fox over
Silver
here.
fox. By the way, this is the brand of the kid that we've been talking about for an episode.
Let's we make talking points because we're gonna have another guest here, and he's not here.
Yeah, Josh,
So,
we wish you well,
yeah,
man. We'll see
feel
you
better,
on the
brother.
next podcast or in a future
One for you.
podcast here. Yes, let's pour out one for Josh. So because he's feeling sick.
I thought we were really pouring one out. My
We
fault.
literally talked about this on the deck. We were just gonna pour it into our mouth. Remember?
Nope, sorry. I spilled it last week. I spilled beer. So it doesn't matter.
He did. There was a spill from last week as well.
That one really was for you, Josh.
It's a reoccurring theme. He really. All right. Whatever.
All right. So anyway, so Brando.
Brando the kid.
So Brando, we go back very far with Brando. I met Brando at the start of Drop Monday when I met Cheech.
That's
a little before.
Correct.
Yep. And then he was in TDI, The Dream Attended.
Yes.
I was thinking earlier today, I was like, huh. He's the only one that was in both bands.
Yeah.
No, it's not true because Cheech was in Drop Monday.
I would
Yeah,
just,
he was, yeah.
I would just like to point out this, Jim, while we were setting this all up today. I know you guys probably can't see it. Maybe I'll bring it closer whenever we edit this. But this is a picture of us back in the day. This was part of our promo package, our electronic press kit or a regular press kit. And if you look, it's very funny because we're all look like babies in this picture.
You all were babies.
We all were babies.
That was what? That's close to it's like 13 years ago.
Yeah, this is
12 years ago. Probably.
We've all known each other for a very long time. Let's
Lord,
put it that way.
Huh.
Let's put it that way. We've known each other for a very, very long time. Like back in the day, whenever pagers were existing, I remember meeting Brando and like we used to talk. Like you gave me your mom's number because like we only had landlines.
We didn't have cell phones yet.
Yeah, and then like. I remember when Brando finally got a pager and he was like, "Page me."
Yeah, he never answers anything.
Nobody. Yeah.
It's a miracle he's here. No.
That was harsh. That was
it was a
harsh.
little harsh, but he knows it's true. But he knows it all. We'll put up with it. Yeah. We love you too.
We love you too, man. For real. We got nothing but love for you. We've been here for we've known each other for so long. Brando and my brother were actually the best men at my wedding, so that's
great.
It's kind of crazy, but for whatever reason, Brando's drinking wine tonight. I don't know what the hell that's all about.
Sunday Funday isn't as
Sunday
fun as
Funday.
we want you to think it is. We all have day jobs.
It's just the summer. Drink wine, no hangover. Drink beer,
Yeah, beer could give me heartburn.
yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
But whatever. I'll
The
do it.
hops.
It's the hops.
I think it is the hops. I feel you.
That's why I don't drink real hoppy beers.
Yeah, I drink real hoppy beers. So that
So
might
you have
answer
no
some
taste
questions.
buds.
Yeah, I'm your basic bitch.
I almost bought Iron City just to
why
prove. I just wanted to prove
do that?
because we're a Pittsburgh podcast, and my thought was, why don't we show a Pittsburgh beer and how, as bad as it is, within the first can it kills your taste buds, and then you can't taste it anymore. And
Look,
that's how we roll here.
I want to point something out that earlier in the week, Mark brought up this idea of having cozies with the LOUDdispatch stickers that we talked about online on them, so that you couldn't see the beer. So why the hell?
Everywhere.
Yeah, right. So why are we putting then? Why would you buy like a Pittsburgh-based beer if you're going to put it in a cozy anyway?
Well, the reason the koozie is yeah, okay. So we're trying to hide. Nobody sponsors us yet. Hint, wink, wink.
If anyone would like to.
Yeah, but so we're trying not to show what kind of beer we're drinking now or wine. Unless you want to sponsor us, Fatheads Bumbleberry.
I don't give a shit. This is Voodoo, so Voodoo Brewery, get it.
It's still all
get
Pittsburgh
some.
companies.
It is. So Brando, let's talk for a second. There's so much that we'd like to talk about with Brando, and the funny part is like I typed up all these talking points and I texted Mark the other night and I was like, yo, look, I typed up all these talking points. Like we have all these things to talk about. Like when everybody comes over, we're gonna be able to fit everybody on the screen. Oh my God, it's gonna be great. Oh, this is wonderful. And he comes over today and I was like, dude, did you check out the talking points? And he was like, no.
Hang on.
Let me pull out my
Luckily,
phone.
I have my Google Drive on my phone.
Right.
But
but
I had a very irresponsible weekend.
It's fine. It's fine.
So.
I'm not even mad about it. I'm just, it is what it is. But
I forgot.
Regardless, what I thought was interesting was Brando actually brought up a point that he had some things that he wrote down that he wanted to talk about. So instead of even bringing up any of these talking points just yet, I'm going to let Brando take the floor, and I'm going to let you tell us how you met us, if you want to, why you know us if you want to,
What you think about us,
and any talking points you'd like to bring up, because you're here with us today. How are you? How have you been?
Good. Cheers to Brandon.
Cheers to Brandon. Oh my God. See,
Uh-oh.
this is the whole point, Brando. This is the whole point.
We drink Sunday Funday.
It's Sunday Funday, exactly.
Ooh, yeah. So,
You guys are always talking about genres.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm gonna ask you guys a serious question. Have you ever heard Beethoven?
yeah, yes. He was that guy who did that thing, right?
Yeah.
It was no, dude. You got it all wrong. Beethoven was that guy that did the thing, not the thing.
He wrote the thing, not did the thing.
Yeah, he
wrote the thing.
Well,
Honest answers.
yeah.
Yes. Heard of Beethoven? Yes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm gonna let Brandon go on this one because he's absolutely right. We were talking earlier, and he brought up a very valid point that we did rush through the genre.
Even though we took 2 episodes, we still missed this.
We still missed this, so go ahead, lay it on us.
Lay it on us.
So,
We have it coming.
you technically never
Oh
Well,
my
okay,
God!
you're right,
Wow. Okay.
actually. So, as you guys recording, DVDs and everything's being done on media.
Mhm.
The only way you were ever actually able to hear classical music was by sheet music. So it wasn't technically the person writing the sheet music that you were hearing play. Even though you were reading it and somebody else is playing their music, you're still not technically getting the emotion of the person that technically wrote the song.
You're right. I see what you're saying.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
So basically, you're saying that even a person, a composer like Beethoven, Mozart, so and so, they don't even technically know how to they don't even have to know how to play the instrument. They only have to know how to compose music using key and notes and
Correct.
time and yeah.
Which was back then was the only true way of being a musician.
So here's a question for you then: has anybody ever heard Beethoven play, or have they only did he ever perform?
Absolutely.
Well, did he perform, or did he compose and let others?
What
Did
do
he?
you? What do you? He
So
absolutely.
you guys have seen
performed.
him? No kidding.
No,
I know.
I'm saying in our lifetime, nobody's truly actually seen it.
Listen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Can I?
Anybody can cover somebody else's song, not having the same emotion as the person who wrote it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'd like to bring up a valid point that Brandon actually talks about. So one of the things that we can all come together on is a artist, writer, musician by the name Butch Walker. And the other day we were having a conversation. Butch Walker, actually, what people don't know is he wrote Taylor Swift's "Shake It Off." And if you remember the song, it's like "Shake It Off, Shake It Off." So at the Grammys that year,
He actually played the ukulele. I think.
he played, yeah,
I have a ukulele.
he played like the guitar and like the ukulele or something. And social media was blowing up like, who is that dude with the leopard print tattoos? And I remember riding around in Glassport, like in your Honda Civic, blasting
like 2001,
letters, like
2002.
left to south
Yeah.
center, and like I actually stole your copy of Left to South Center, so I apologize about that. Yeah, I agree. And I just think it's funny that like, so you bring up that point about like, did Beethoven ever actually play? I think in some regards you have to play to just show that you can compose and what you're trying to conceive. And that's what people were trying. They would take the sheet music and they would go, okay, well, this is clearly the emotion that this person is trying to drive.
They give you the tempo, they give you the beat, they give you that,
Right.
but they don't give you that fixed emotion of you technically playing it.
Where they were when they wrote it, that mindset.
I mean, then that leads to the next point. Those classical writers, they wrote to write on sheet music. That was the way that they recorded. There was no,
Yeah.
It's not tracked.
It wasn't audible. It was.
So they could pass it on to the future. We wouldn't have the classical music that we have today if it was written on sheet music. But that leads to my next point is, even you, I, Cheech,
No, ow.
6 feet, buddy.
Oh my God.
So
Who's got the face mask?
So either which one of you can technically do music?
No.
Who else could?
No, I can't.
Paul.
Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not read music.
Interesting.
But
The Melody
one
Man.
of the greatest
Melody Man.
songwriters by ear.
Yeah.
So leading back,
Well, Beethoven was blind, right?
no, he was deaf.
Deaf.
He wasn't
Definitely.
born
And
deaf,
like he
though.
was only
No, but he went deaf.
He
But
went deaf, but he was
so
still able to write music because he understood.
that's what I'm saying, though. You don't even. So maybe he did play, but you don't. Music is a language that you can learn, and you don't even have to know how to play the instrument, have the skill to play it well,
Right.
but you could compose something gorgeous
Absolutely.
just by
Yeah.
knowing music and
Absolutely.
understanding that language and how it's written. Yeah.
and
But sometimes that actually
Got a
not
point.
knowing
And
how to play gives you an advantage, I think, because you're trying to write something that nobody else has ever written before, but you technically don't know how to write.
yeah,
So
well, yeah.
you might come along with something that ends up being absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful.
well, I think it's funny that you actually bring that up because when you think about the writing process for the Dream Intended, and I'm sure for Drop Monday as well, right? We would start this writing process like Jake and I, or like Brando and I, or like Jeff and I, like or whoever. I would just come up with a melody and be like, "Yo, can you play this on the guitar for me?" Like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, here's my singing pattern. Like, this is what I'm thinking of. Like, what do you guys think? And like Brando would come up sometimes and just be like, "Yo, check out this guitar riff I wrote." Like, and we'd be like, "You gotta do something like that." Like, you know what I mean? Or like Mark would come up with a bass riff and just be like, like Green Light, like from Drop Monday, like that was like.
I started dicking around with this bass line, and I was playing with the idea of like classical finger picking on a bass.
A little bit.
No, that was just because I fucked every speaker up that I ever played. I never had a distortion pedal, but I wanted one. Nobody ever liked it. Yeah, I just fucked everything up. But yeah, so it was just written by. I was playing this thing, and I think Johnny Ballgame started just jamming this blues riff over it,
The ball game.
and Buddy started playing the pentatonic. Yeah, and Buddy got jamming on the drums, and you started screaming about a green light, and then we wrote a song. That's a green light. Yeah. Somebody come up with something, you'd be like, "Oh, what notes are you playing there? What key is that?" You know?
No.
No. Felt the groove.
Yeah, when we got there, somebody we went through the set that we already had.
Right.
You know, we go down and feel creative, want to take that next step and then do something.
Listen,
A lot of writing happens when not everybody's there.
listen, and I'm not saying this, but like I am saying this. When the Dream Intended was in full swing, Brando, Mark, you guys have been to the band house. Like the Dream Intended pretty much all lived together. Brando was like one of the only ones that like didn't live there, but was practically living there. Like you might as well have been. Yeah, I mean, because we had practice right down the road, so we would all meet up at the band house. We had a kegerator, we had like bars, we had all kinds of craziness. It was like there are right.
We would try to not even so much match that to what somebody came up with already. After what you already wrote.
Right.
Use that as lyrics to what would fit to some songs. But I don't know.
Right. Well, and that's not to.
No, please.
Not to interrupt
Mine
you,
is totally, dude. That thought was not. Just go ahead. Don't worry.
like
We're good. Yeah, dude.
It cracks me up because when you think about it, that's exactly right. Like there were so many times when we'd just be feeling the groove, and like it brings me back to the point of chemistry. Like, you know, people will ask you like, well, why don't you start another band? Well, the reason why is because the chemistry isn't there. Like you can jam with whoever you want, and if you understand music, you can play music with whoever you want. But it's being able to have that music inside you and having the chemistry between you. And any artist will tell you the same thing too. Like you work with certain artists, the chemistry was there, everything worked out. You know, there you go. Yeah.
But I'm gonna make a point here. The true chemistry of Rage, and I love Rage themselves, the four members, but the three instrumentalists are Rage Against the Machine sound. Zach De La Roca is Rage Against the Machine's attitude. You know what I mean? Like, they make it all together, but like you saw, Audio Slave is a great band still. You know? Okay. But it had a different feel, right? A different feel. Yeah. Yeah.
I still really like the new Sublime.
It's not Bradley Noel Sublime. Yeah. I saw them live though last year, and they played a shit ton of Sublime. It's almost all Sublime stuff. The only real member left is Eric, the bass player. Even Bud, the drummer, left.
You know what? What's that guy's name that replaced? Yeah.
Brown.
I can't speak highly enough of that.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought you were going down.
No. I was going straight uphill with that because he's incredible. Like, he's the perfect fit for, like, what if we needed to replace a singer? Okay, and that actually brings up a very valid point that I would like to talk about real quick, is branding, right? So you see a Sublime sticker anywhere, right? Whether you know the song Santeria or you know another one, whatever it is, whatever it is, by seeing the brand Sublime, their logo, you already know what you're getting invested in, right? Same with Metallica, same with, like, so you have members that are interchangeable.
LOUDdispatch.
You're right. What you're doing is you're selling the brand. You're selling the brand. That's exactly all you're doing. And it's sad because I had a buddy actually who was in a Christian rock band, and I remember this in high school, like
Audio Adrenaline.
This was actually in college. No,
the Newsboys. Okay.
No, they were called Curious with a K, and they were a Christian rock band.
Wow, that really, that fits another bill for me.
Yeah, and you know, he and I were like
a Boy George cover band. Curious.
Well,
I mean, right? It would be great.
That's perfect, actually.
I would pay a lot of money to see that, I think, because Boy George was the shit. So.
Boy George was, I mean, that's like the perfect name. Yeah.
Hurt me.
Where was I going with this?
I don't know, sorry.
You like completely took me off.
I'm like a wrecking ball, man.
Oh my God.
I'll fuck it up for you.
While we're on the topic of Miley Cyrus, has anybody seen Billy Ray Cyrus's latest work?
No, yeah, I was gonna say.
You said Wrecking Ball, and that brought up the like Miley Cyrus. So do you see how we made that transition? This wasn't like, yeah, okay, right? No, I'm not. Trust me. Well, they popped in there.
No, it's actually becoming a thing I think about.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, you fucking, oh my God.
She was on an episode of Black Mirror. And it was great.
It was.
Oh, she's cool. She was all fucking badass and
Black
that.
Yeah, Black Mirror is fucking
cool.
I
finished it finally.
Have you seen it, Brandon?
Bro, you gotta watch Black Mirror. Man? Yeah. Every episode's a different. It's totally separate. So you can watch
any episode.
They're all very creepy, technological situations. Like
Netflix. By the way, they have an entire movie that's, you remember those Choose Your Own Destiny books?
Yeah.
They have an entire movie of Choose Your Own Destiny, but it's a fucking movie.
So you like pick what people do and it runs a different thing.
Look,
you can watch it over again.
I'm not saying it's great, but neither were the books.
You know what? So on Netflix for kids, there's one for Bear Grylls. Bear. And Grizzly Bear, we'll call him. Bear Grizzly. And
Bear Grizzly. Okay.
You get to pick what he does. So like, right, Bear Grizzly? I wouldn't fuck with him.
No. Nobody does.
So he has to jump in and find this airplane in the desert. So he jumps in, he's got his backpack, and you pick what he does. And I don't know, me and my son have seen them so many times that like we're trying to kill him now. We're like, he's like, should we go down this path in the desert in this heat where we might not find water, chase this mirage, or should we go in the direction where the cold air is blowing? And I'm like, desert heat, go. Find water. So he like eats a barrel cactus and dies or something. I'm like, oops.
Yo,
It's so much fun.
As a complete side note, I know you're talking about like a kid's like game or what.
Yeah, it's like, teenagers.
Okay.
I like it.
So
I'm 38. I fucking love it. It's cool.
My wife and I have been watching this show Alone. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Yo, and for whatever reason, Brando's name keeps popping up every time we watch it. I'm like, oh, Brando, he killed that. So what they do is they take they take like 10 people and they just put them in like the fucking worst places in the fucking world. Like they put them in like the Arctic Circle and like Mongolian forests, and they're like, all right, you got like 65 pounds of camera gear and 10 items. And
enjoy.
We're gonna see whoever survives the longest wins $500,000. And yo, these motherfuckers, like, they trap, they hunt, they kill, they do like they know so much shit. Their shelters are like,
are they naked?
No,
Oh.
it's not Naked and Afraid.
So I could do that show minus the naked part.
Yeah.
One, I'm not getting naked in front of anybody but my wife.
I can't do any of it.
Oh yeah, I got naked on the side of the highway. On the side of a river, there's a highway. Right there. Oh, it was more. It's 3/4. I was freezing cold. It was in April. It was like 38 degrees. I fell into the water in the river because of this asshole. It was your fault. You're so full and you tried to pull me next to you. And you pushed down. And I said, no, let go. And you let go. And everything went the other way. And boom, I was in the water. I was already leaning the other way trying to compensate. And it was cold. So I had to get naked.
All right, let's ask the viewers. We're gonna poll down here at the bottom of the screen. Just look, take a look. All right, who thinks Brandon is lying? Who thinks Mark is lying?
So there are.
We're showing the live action numbers
This event
right now.
has a name, and it is the something bridge catastrophe. The
That's the bridge.
no, the bridge has another name. It's like Mayfield Bridge, Maysburg Bridge catastrophe. And it happened, we literally got in the water on Saturday. We're going camping.
Polling,
yeah, somebody. So I'll tell you exactly how this happened. He'll have like foggy details. We literally just got in the water Saturday to go the first leg of the trip. It's freezing and fast, and he just tips me in the fucking water.
I was already in the water. Flooding. Wonderful.
No.
He knew that. He
You were
clearly knew
pulled to the side underneath the bridge.
Exactly. To the side. So Mark decided.
I was just like, let me go. I'm just going to go past. You guys will catch up.
Mark comes in
I was fast, man. I was moving. Oh, this is not how it happened at all, guys.
It's not foggy in my mind.
I can't
You know
wait.
what?
I can't wait to see.
I need another beer. You want to? Guests have to get the beer since he's on the outside.
Okay.
All right,
here we go. We're gonna pause. We're gonna take a.
Oh, that's cool.
pause.
Okay. Hey.
Okay.
All right,
Sorry.
we're back.
What were you gonna say?
Ice cold locums.
Oh, you needed.
I don't remember where we were actually.
Yes, get the beer.
Yes, get the beer.
So I
Yeah.
go to my house in the fridge.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I'm not even gonna lie to anybody else. We made a studio in the basement. So this is a basement studio. You can see the speakers. This is all like.
Bumping loud.
Yo, we are LOUDdispatch, and it's kind of fun.
And you are loudies. All
Yeah.
5 of you. We're getting some people. I mean, so I want to thank the couple people on YouTube. I could look you up, but I'm not going to. And just thank you.
Why? You don't have.
Oh yeah, you know what?
2020.
We can do whatever we want to do.
So can I ask you guys
It's ours.
a question?
Shoot.
Mm.
Yes, I've had sex before. What?
Wow, I know you have. You obviously had sex.
There was
All right.
clearly more of a question
So
there. Hold on.
hologram, HOLLAH. Thank you. And Michael Kuzel, you the man.
Yo,
Shout out.
my
Thank you.
man.
All right.
Have either one of you thought about any future
You're reading on the
That was actually
that's
a
good, 'cause
question for
we're
you.
Gonna get into
so-
we're gonna get into another one
You know
of
what's
those
funny
soon.
is I beat
Yeah, I know.
So
I know.
this is a future project. We want to grow Loud Dispatch. Someday we hope to have. Well, it's really loud. I'm sorry.
No.
We hope to have maybe like an office space with a table where we're all looking at each other and shit.
You mean like
Man,
the view?
No, fuck that. No, that's
like the,
this is more like the view than what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like a conference table with the mics on. We're all looking at each other.
This is more like Wayne's World.
That
Can
beer that I threw would go at you. This is more like Wayne's World. I need the ukulele here.
Yeah,
Look.
really probably not a Wayne's
No,
No,
fuck that.
no.
If you don't
Yeah,
know what
that's-
Wayne's World
yeah.
is, you need to pause this,
Go
watch it,
World.
And
then
come
watch
back.
number 2. No, watch number 2.
Go to
'cause it was as
Blockbuster.
good.
Hold up.
Go to Blockbuster.
Go to Blockbuster Video. You guys can't see my T-shirt, but go to Blockbuster Video, right? And then rent Wayne's World because
There is
You
still a
can-
Blockbuster Video in Alaska.
you
One
can
left.
you can absolutely rent Wayne's World. That's got to be one of those movies that you can rent somewhere or at least see for free, right?
Oh, come on.
Like who the fuck?
Party on, Wayne. Game on.
Oh, game
Car.
on.
Game on.
Car.
Game on. Oh, Clerks was good. Yeah. Oh,
Are you? Yo, so the first.
To the Loudies right now.
the Loudies.
The Loudies.
Grab you by the nuts.
They've seen more.
So I actually have a quick story which you might actually know of. So the first band I was ever in was called the Sidewalk, or no, yeah, the Sidewalk Berserkers. You're exactly right.
Yes.
And I was like 12 going on 13. It was a ska band, but it was a Clerks cover band. And at the
Oh, that's kind
time,
of cool.
yeah, at the time I was like, we had all these crazy people. This dude Nick Rosso was singing for us. We had this dude HB. Like I was like the youngest dude in there. I wasn't even a teenager yet. I played my first show when I was like 12 years old, right before I turned
Balls have
13.
not dropped.
Dude, I kid you not. We played it.
Yeah.
Bro, we played it at the attic at like in the south side at like the top floor. There was a window overlooking the south side. It was the craziest night of my life. I remember like so many vivid memories of that night. But yeah, we had like songs like A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing where he's like a wolf, and like we had like songs about 37, which if yeah, do you get the reference? Yeah. If anybody's a Kevin Smith fan, you'll get the reference. 37.
We're talking about
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
Make sure you don't suck any dick on the way to the parking lot.
Hey, you get back here.
my first band had a song called so we did the Cookie Monster song.
You talking
C
about
is for cookie.
the monkeys?
Yeah, Dead Monkey. It's good enough for me. And it was metal. We were metal, and then we also did we had General's Toys, and it was General's Toys. Damn. No, there's more to it. Fuck. I was just saying it in my head.
That was you, buddy, Fosco.
Yep, my brother. Yep. Yeah, it was a good time though. Yeah. So old school lyrics. Some of the best sometimes, you know.
Absolutely.
So I was going to ask you guys, whole new topic. We're switching gears here. Segue. So if you could have a superpower, what would you pick? Shit lightning. I mean, I'd rather fart lightning. I feel like if you shit lightning,
That
you're
is
gonna
like the most random ass like.
I mean, it could be cool though. You know what I mean? Just you bend over and somebody's like, "What the?" Yeah, check this out. You see that can? You throw that beer can way out in the yard. Watch this. All right. So Brandon would like the shit lightning. I was thinking I think flight or invincibility would be pretty cool. Yeah. Flight would be cool. Super strength would be cool, but I'm afraid I break stuff already. Like
shooting.
Yeah, like a Thor type thing. You know. Yeah. Ooh.
Like I've thought about this a lot, and like my daughter's been on this Disney kick, so like she's been watching occasionally she'll pick a Marvels movie, and I'm like, yeah, let's watch it.
Right.
And like I keep looking at like Captain America, and I'm like, And maybe the other Ed Piskor can give us some insight on this kayfabe. By the way, the other Ed Piskor is a famous cartoonist. He's wrote about family trees. He's my cousin. Love him to death. Great guy.
Written.
He wrote the Hip Hop Family Trees. He just did Marvel Grand Design, which is why I'm asking, like what? Like, he was a super soldier, right? So they injected him with this serum. And Captain America. Is he invincible? Like,
no,
what's his deal?
he
Like,
can die.
And what the
But
fuck's up with his shield? Like,
he heals quick. What do you want to know? Oh, dude, this is my subject. What do you want to know? So his shield.
Yeah, like,
so
what's
his shield's made of
of?
vibranium. Vibranium is the hardest, and it doesn't vibrate. That's why it can take a hit from a bullet. And it doesn't sting his arm because it won't vibrate.
Makes
so hard
sense.
it'll absorb the impact.
Yeah.
His body, he's definitely can be killed. He's not immortal. No, he's not.
Then how's he do crazy
doesn't get
ass
shot.
shit?
He's never been shot. Like, as he's running and stuff, the bullets aren't hitting him. He's fast. His reflexes are incredibly. But he also heals quickly. So when he gets hit, when he gets like hurt, he heals quickly. That's why he can't get drunk, because his metabolism is so fast. He can never get drunk. He's drinking a bottle of whiskey in the first one. He's like, you know what sucks about having a fast metabolism? Can't ever get drunk. His friend died and stuff. So,
bro, he has to be even like an entire cow a day, right?
Well, that's a Spider-Man thing too. Like, Spider-Man's supposed to, the Flash. The Flash always eats like, he has to eat a ton because it burns his energy. Same thing. In reality, he would have to constantly be going into battle with a pizza and a hoagie. You know what I mean? Like, shield on his back, hoagie in one hand, fucking six-pack of brews just for the calories.
I need this.
Yeah, like, in reality, kind of, yeah. But so I would like I've always admired Superman despite, like, he is the ultimate superhero. He just can't, unless you have green glowing fucking kryptonite, can't be beat.
I think we only have one real superhero.
Who's that?
I was waiting for something else. I'm glad you said him. I'm glad. Yes, you know what? He is our future Tony Stark. Yeah.
He is.
I mean, the guy made he made flamethrowers just for the shits and giggles and sold them. Oh, he's awesome. And he named his kid like a bunch of symbols. It's like Thanos. I think it's pronounced Thanos.
Hold on. So what I love about the fact that he named his kid something absolutely ridiculous. Somebody Google what the name of the kid was. It was like
they won't even let him use the number.
Yeah. So here's the deal, right? He named he named his kid like a mathematical equation, and actually
there's a okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and like he when people asked him like, well, why did you? And he was like all the time, and like
okay, so it's X. It's XAEA dash XII, and it means everything has a meaning. Hang on. So it was originally.
This was his response.
The AE is a symbol more than the actual AE. It's an A attached to an E, and I believe it's a Greek symbol or something. And then it was A-12, and they wouldn't let him use the 12, so he has to use the XII. So, wait, let me see if I can find this. So the results. Well, I mean, so there is a pronunciation, but I forget what it is too. If you missed it, here's a breakdown of little X's handle. X stands for an unknown variable. AE is the artificial intelligence, or AI, and A-XII is the name of the 1960s U.S. Air Force spy plane. A-12, yeah. So the pronunciation goes like this: X like the letter, AE is pronounced ash, and then your standard A-12 as in X-A-12. Duh. Exact A-12. Exact A-12. Exact A-12.
Is it, or is it supposed to be said the way that
it does phonetic? It says as in X-A-12. Duh.
Okay.
It literally said duh.
It does say duh. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does say duh.
Exact A-12.
Like as
I feel like that's
common person is supposed to be like, oh shit, I should have known that from the beginning.
That's like a salutations to somebody in another language. Exact A-12. Yeah, yeah, you
This
know.
is somebody that has so much money. He's like, let me see what I can get away
I'm gonna get the most fucked
How-
with. Yeah, like
If I give them a Tesla, they're gonna let me do this.
I
Yeah, you know,
can't let
this it's a girl. I
Yeah.
think. I think it's a girl.
I can't let them name you fuck you. So what
Well,
else can I name
So
them?
you guys know what an ampersand is and an ampersand. Okay. So you know the at symbol and the and symbol in our alphabet. That is called an ampersand for the at and an ampersand for the and. Yeah. Oh, so I'm a graphic designer, but you learned that, you know, I know that stuff. My dad, my brilliant dad,
And
taught me that.
now
Thank
you
you, Tony.
know.
Dad. So
Thanks, Tony, by the
knowing
way.
is half the battle. But so there was a couple in China or Japan a few years ago who wanted to name their kid that symbol, ampersand. It wasn't like the name was going to even be ampersand. It was going to be the symbol. And the government, I think it was China, the government was like, no, you're fucking stupid. No, we're not going to do that. You know what I mean? But it was like, what? What is wrong with this?
I can get like why people want to like. I mean, when we were naming like our daughter, like we knew we were having like it was a long process.
Your daughter's name is beautiful, though.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And like
She's stuck to the roots.
right. Well, it didn't like really like go like we didn't go over the limit. We weren't like what was it? A Ashes X12. Like we weren't like trying to be like, yeah, we want to name our child 54321 X2 power.
Like your password for your email.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I
Right,
mean?
like, yeah, like to log into the
That's like,
Wi-Fi.
guarantee
Like,
you, that's his fucking password for his email. Somebody get on Elon Musk's email and tell us.
oh my god.
Exact shit 12. Oh shit.
So, what are you're driving? Do you guys ever feel that you don't want to listen to any kind of music without words?
I listen to podcasts all the time now.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of times I don't want to listen to words. I
Oh,
want to listen
oh,
to
instrumental?
Yeah.
So there's times where I'll turn the radio just off completely. I just want quiet and silence. I want to hear the road. I want to hear the car sometimes. Sometimes I think the car's fucked up. So, you know, you want to listen for something. But I listen to podcasts mostly now. And that's why I started wanting to do this was because I listen to people. So all right, I personally,
I'm glad you said that.
this is a good one. This is a good one because so here's how I'm naturally not a great musician. Audible art is not my primary art form. I'm a visual guy. I have a good eye for color. I have a very good eye for balance and
You have an ear to be able to pick out each
I do. I know how to play. I understand music.
Yeah.
I do have a musical bone. It's just not my strongest bone. It's not my biggest penis.
Can tell you what his biggest bone is.
Hey, so music to me has never been vocal. The vocals to me a lot of times are part of the rhythm more in just audible sound more than they are the meaning of the song. So like, you know, we played Drop Monday songs thousands of times. I still could not sing any of the songs straight through, guaranteed. And like that's why I was so horrible with going off your vocal keys because I get lost in the beat, the rhythm, the drive. Like
No, but you're a musician though. Like, you know, not being
I'm a bass player too, though.
What's your take?
So it's funny that you mentioned that. I listen to a lot of music that's like strictly just like beats, hip hop beats. Like I listen to everything, and the reason being is because like, so a few months, it was probably about like 2 years ago now. Young Thug came out with this album that was all mumble rap, and mumble rap was like the big thing, and like it was trap scatting, like ski, like Masego, and like all this crazy stuff was going on, and like the whole mumble rap thing I just didn't get, right? Because I can listen to music and feel emotion regardless of whether there's like lyrics there or not. Now, correct. What pulls on the heartstrings. Now, with that being said, if you've ever listened to the song by Blues Travelers, Hook.
Hey, we talked about this one twice before.
Yes.
I listened to it just recently, just the other day, and I was listening to the lyrics.
This is a prime example. Butch Walker is another person who writes these lyrics, right? That are so catchy and hooky that they might as well be that same guitar riff that you sing in your head because you know the solo off by heart. There's a point actually in the Nirvana Unplugged on MTV that they released on CD, right? Where
Great
there's
album.
it is, and there's a microphone squeal during "Man Who Stole the World," and
Okay.
like you know exactly when it's coming, and you wait for it because that's what's on the recording. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
This is something that like music. Sorry, not that.
No, go ahead. No, you're not
like,
interrupting me. I was going to interrupt you.
Music, lyrically, yes, but like emotionally, it's what it invokes. So if you can get music without the lyrics and just need the emotion, absolutely. I listen to everything. Like
I want to bring one more thing up on transitioning to you. I'm going to be the segue.
Mhm.
So when you hear a band live or an album live first, or you hear it in the studio recording, to me that has a big effect on how the song should sound.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been a lot of times I really like the recorded version in a studio, but Pantera is one of those bands that the first album I truly listened to was 101 Proof Live. And from that point on, I love their recorded stuff, but the true sound of Pantera is that grit, raw vibe, anger. It's not flawless. And so that to me, so it's funny that Pantera is one of the bands that like they have to be live to me. Like that's the prime.
I mean, but I also agree that if you're gonna be a touring band, that you don't want to overdo your records so bad that when you go play a live gig, you don't sound anything like your record.
No, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Overproduction.
Exactly.
Yep.
You want to be able to go on the road and be just as productive as you would have been in the studio.
I've always been a fan of recording live.
That's what we did with TDI.
We did both.
Yeah.
Well, we recorded our album 2 or 3 times and never got it out, but I prefer to do it live, at least rhythm, drums, and bass with a raw vocal for live recording. And then once you get them, you can refine a track. The bass could retrack if they want.
Compare to the natural feel of being in a room with 5 guys.
That rhythm, that groove, that groove is where it's at. Like that's why Drop Monday was always a live band. You and I always felt that groove.
Break apart each individual instrument.
We lost the emotion.
We did. And
Yep.
We kind of lost track of what we were trying to do by overproducing.
Yep.
And that was one thing that changed. I loved it. When we did that, we pounded a whole record out in 2 days in a weekend.
Yeah, Tree Lady Studios.
And all we went back to do was just to lay down the boxes.
I've always thought we were a live band. I mean, why did we do it? Because we love to be on stage and out there with our friends. Like, I'll tell you what, someday if we get, the group and the following here with LOUDdispatch with you Loudies, we'd do live shows. Yeah. I would love to get up. We'd go rent the Hard Rock and we'll get up on stage and get hammered fucking drunk for you. And, maybe we'll get those marshmallow PVC guns. We'll make them and then we'll just shoot marshmallows at you guys.
I'm not
Pow,
even
pow.
We did that.
Marshmallow guns? Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, the Dream Attendant
They're awesome.
We had marshmallow guns.
Listen, you all have to wear sunglasses.
So here's our point, right? Years ago, the Dream Intended was playing a show, and I don't even know. You were in the band at the time. No. I was in a band. Excuse me. I was in a band called Navir at the time, and we were playing.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
It was very short-lived.
Didn't mean something. Was it something backwards?
No, it was like, I don't know, Luge. If you are watching this at any point, please tell us.
Right.
Yeah, Adam.
White on Rice with a glass of milk in a snowstorm or something was our band with Luge. Hey, what the fuck is this? Sorry, everybody. That was a fun one, yeah.
But we met this band called Glitter Motion. And
that's cool too.
Glitter Motion is from Donnie Darko. That's what the name of the dance group was. And I remember thinking, like, man, these guys need to put on a show. And lo and behold, they put on, like, we were in I shit you not, when I say, like, we have played some shitty places. Like, we have played,
that was great compared to that fucking place at Glassport. Remember that little shithole in the corner?
It's literally a shit
I believe it.
They have
What-
bands that-
Oh my God.
What was the name of the place in? It was like Millville or whatever, but it was like a double door garage, and they ran the power from the Chinese restaurant. Do you remember? Like I remember we played. I was in a band called Unspoken, and we had a band come in from out of town, and we were playing this club, and it was like I want to say it was Mr. Roboto, but I know that wasn't it.
No.
But it was some other like big name club that was coming up, and we get there in the GPS, and we're like, this can't be right.
Was that the Banana Factory or something?
Like, something like that. Yeah, it was something weird.
Do you know how?
No, I don't think I ever played there. Do you remember? So, did you guys ever play the Pancake?
Absolutely.
World Skate.
Yes.
Out in,
yes, yes, you
Washington.
did. Yes,
The
you
skating
did.
thing.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
I
You did.
know for a fact you did. I played there with Drop Monday and Unspoken.
Did we play
Yes,
there
I did.
before?
You're
I don't
fucking
remember
right, you
playing
did.
there.
Yes, we did.
Yes, you did, because you had your work band there as well too.
The Pancake Skate. Oh,
I didn't
man,
say
that was
that.
a fucking.
I didn't
Yeah.
say that. It was a.
Oh,
it
by
was
the
a-
way,
it was a
I was
vehicle.
thinking about this. This was kind of for Josh, but if LOUDdispatch ever gets a vehicle, we're doing an 18 style fucking van. It's gonna have like big fucking all-terrain tires, a fucking big V8, man. It's like so we're gonna we're gonna we get
Yeah.
lots of Loudies and stuff, and we're big time.
Yeah.
We're gonna like run a
Fucking go road tripping
contest.
in this.
and we're gonna come
goddamn-
by. We're gonna swing into your city. We're gonna come to your house. We're gonna kidnap the fuck out of you, throw you in the back of our van. And we're gonna take you out and get you fucking hammered.
It's gonna say Loudies on the side.
Yeah, it'll be LOUDdispatch. We'll have
All you're gonna see
the
is
glasses
stickers,
at the
that's
top
all
of
we
the
have.
windshield. Victor,
Yeah,
why not?
Three
Hey,
big motherfuckers.
begin as you intend to proceed. You know what I mean?
I love
You
this
know?
dude. I love
So
this
yeah,
dude.
we're gonna big fucking like I'm thinking
Yeah.
like tires like
Yeah,
this
when we-
wide
when
sticking
we-
out. And, oh, okay.
If
Never mind.
anybody
Sorry,
wants to
guys.
donate a van,
This is my ADD.
anyway.
Woo, hey squirrel. He's getting old. He's got a family.
It's not even that. It's like the most important thing that he said was, imagine playing the exact same thing for 30 years. But you'd lose your mind. You would lose your creativity. You would lose your touch, everything. You know what I mean? You have to evolve. You have to grow. You have to change as an artist. And that goes for every person out there that listens to an artist that you've followed for years. You have to understand that every artist needs to grow.
Here's one for you. So I had this. Oh, here's one for you. So I had this conversation yesterday. So I was during an adventure I had with my buddy Brenny. We're not going to talk about what the adventure was, but it was a very good time. We were taught. No, it's not. Yeah, nope. Weird. Anyways, so we're talking and we're listening to Aerosmith, and it was Sweet Emotion, Dude Looks Like a Lady, and Living on the Edge were the three songs he had, right? All three great songs. And I started thinking about them as we're listening to them. And there's few bands out there. We had kind of talked about this already, where they evolve through the years. They stick around for decades, multiple decades, and they have hits in multiple decades. Different styles. So like we're talking about like Metallica, Rolling Stones.
Branding. You can
Brand-
have.
well, but
listen,
no,
hold
beyond that.
on. I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, but on that same token, right? You have bands like whoever you want. You have bands that they have a brand. You already know what to expect from them, so they can literally get anybody to write from them, fresh aspect or not.
I'm talking about
I'm
bands that write their own music.
I'm saying I'm
Same
going
here.
one step beyond that. Bands that change their style throughout the decades. Look at Aerosmith. Look at Sweet
Look at
Emotion.
Butch Walker.
Look at Sweet Emotion. Then look at Living on the Edge,
All different
and
bands.
all different decades, and do look different years, different decades, different albums, different
Still
styles,
able to
but they
capture
evolved. And then they went into Jaded and what was the one for the movie Armageddon, and like you're talking 90s, 2000. So they went from it was late 60s or early 70s into current day, and they're still a relevant, legendary band.
They've been together for how long?
50 years close to.
Guess what? They still don't have as many hits.
Well,
10 years.
yeah,
10
well,
years, there's no band that is
Superman. Talked about Superman. I'm just saying they're the Superman, but look at the Stones. They were able to accomplish this, but they kind of kept a similar sound through the whole thing.
Correct.
Look at Metallica. Now that like we're we got through the load and we're back into Saint Anger and we're into what's the new one, Moth into the Flame and stuff. Saying Atlas Rise is a great song. So they've evolved. But when you look back, there were good songs on Load now.
Yeah.
Now that you're not as pissed off that they changed their sound, you realize that some of the shit's good, like Gasoline and
I was just gonna
who's gonna be the next one? Right? Muse, maybe.
Look, I know
I
a lot
relevant.
about hip hop, and I really think that J. Cole was the big hip hop.
Okay.
I think that if you follow J. Cole and Dreamville Records, Jay-Z, I think, has it figured out. I think Snoop Dogg has it figured out.
Snoop, I mean,
Obviously.
yeah.
But
You're talking that they're the same people, and
now
they're
with
the
that
Rolling
being
Stones
said,
of rap.
I
What do they have to
Yeah.
do now? Well, in the music industry to compete, to keep putting out music.
And then there's bands like Rage, where they don't even have to put out any more music, and their music is so legendary. Cool. No, but they just did come out with a new album, which is great.
Can I bring
Yeah,
up,
right?
Can I bring up a point, right? If you
No.
listen to a Rage record, right? They're very politically organized.
Very
like-
charged, yes.
Right.
You know they're
So-
Harvard graduates and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I'm
Maybe.
saying is,
Frank Black Tank.
but what I'm saying is that this political rage can be fueled, and this music transcends different time periods. So
The
you
music
can
is
take,
timeless, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Yes.
because you can take that music and put it towards any time period that you want. As
If you
long
didn't
as
know
it's-
this, Rage is my absolute favorite band, my biggest musical influence.
There you
Tim Comerford, the bass players.
No, he's cool.
Wait, what do you mean? Who? Yeah, I was gonna say this is LOUDdispatch. This is what we do. But this is very, very. I have tickets. I'm going to the fucking show next year now instead of this year. I never thought I would get a chance to see Rage Against the Machine in concert because they broke up 20 years ago, and I thought I just wrote it off. I was like, there's 5 bands I've never seen in my life that I've always wanted to see, and I can't. Bob Marley, can't see him. Sublime with Bradley Knoll. I've seen them without Brad. Rage Against the Machine was one. Full Pink Floyd and full Led Zeppelin. So those were the bands I want to see. Now I finally have a chance to cut one of those bands off my list. They could have charged me my firstborn kid. I'm sorry, Dom.
What would my first 5 concerts be? Ooh, real quick.
The main ones, okay.
Before I start this, Brando, can you finish that? And yeah, I want you to finish that and refill it before I answer this question. Who would be the 5 bands that I would want to see?
Did I have any more beer left? There's one left? All right, great.
Yo, there's more in the fridge, so.
No, but I didn't know if I had any left. You drink coffee shit.
What's that?
It's just.
Yeah, it's the LOUDdispatch. You didn't finish it, by the way. I still see some in there.
Can I put a sticker on that glass?
I don't care. We'll figure it out later.
No, I'm kidding. I don't
All
want
right.
Your wife will kill me.
She probably will. All right, but you got to refill it. That was the whole point. Okay, so now the 5 bands that I would want to see.
I know I'm almost out.
In all honesty, this is probably gonna be weird and like it is
Cool
what
in
it
the
is.
gang.
No.
I mean, that would be cool though.
It would be cool. I would have loved to have seen Tupac. In all honesty, that would be.
Oh
be,
God, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, like.
Tupac and stuff. So Tupac is the first song I hear every day of the week, because I go into work and I turn my Spotify on and I put on my downloaded playlist and I hit play and then I have to go hit shuffle. And the first song is always Tupac Changes. So I hear Changes every morning.
I'm actually gonna put Tupac and Biggie in the same category.
I would too.
So those would be two artists that I would love to see. As for the next artist, I would go, and this is gonna be totally left field. Presidents of the United States of America.
Fucking right.
Only
little kid in your coming now.
right. Peaches.
My cans. They were put there by a man.
Only be.
Peaches.
Peaches. Hey, do you know who wrote that album?
Peaches?
Weird Al Yankovic.
I believe it.
He is
100%.
responsible. Look it up.
Lump.
Go ahead.
Lump is even better than Peaches.
Weird Al Yankovic is responsible for.
We're in a party march. Totally
Yeah,
exposed.
that was supposed to be my first concert, but I wound up being in a show. So
What's your first concert? That's a good question.
I'll come back to that.
Okay.
That can be me.
All right, I'll tell you two. I
I'll
have
tell
two
you
first
mine.
concerts. I consider I had two. Okay, so guys,
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it.
you got drug? Oh, drug.
Drug.
Rafi?
We want to see Kenny G and nobody can watch you.
You know what though? I mean, that's a hell of a. He's a hell of a musician.
Yo, my man holds the world record for longest note held. Like
Oh
he held
my
it for like
God.
3 days or something ridiculous. It's just like,
he had a little Beckham speed, like walked away.
it was
Still
like,
playing.
When you say, hey, Kenny G.
Kenny.
yeah,
G.
hey, my daughter's first concert while she was still in the womb was Too Many Zoos. So
Hey, I love Too Many Zoos. I
Right?
love Too Many Zoos.
Yeah,
If
when
you
she
don't
was
know
still
Too
in the
Many
womb.
Zoos, or what's the other one? There's
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
no, there's another band that's like they play together a lot. I can't remember the name right now. But they're also like horns and saxes. Moon Hooch. Moon Hooch is
Yeah,
really good
is
too.
another good one.
I must be out
You
Yeah,
definitely
dude,
have a little-
I'll fill you
They're
in.
sick,
I'll fill
dude.
you in
They're
after
sick.
we're
there.
done. Yeah, no, we got you. We got you.
I'm
bro.
like, I'm doing
We
all
got
of
you.
it. All right. So what's your first concert then?
So my first concert. Well, so my first concert was actually I was going to see a band called Mephistopheles. And
Style band.
yes,
Very nice.
it was Mephistopheles. I was 12 years old. I was going to Club Lager in Oakland. I was going to see Mephistopheles, and the opening act was the Pilfers, and it was Royal Crown Review. So it was.
I'm gonna need another beer.
So what happened was I get there, Mephistopheles, like Club Lager was on like the umpteenth floor of this building in Oakland. It was like
man.
you used to have to carry your gear up that shit. It was
No, we use the
terrible.
elevator. And we
Sometimes
used to
when
throw
they,
pot in it.
if
I mean,
it
no, we
worked,
didn't.
yeah, the green room was like where everything went down. Anyway, so you get up there
green
and
room?
you never been in the green room?
No, we did the Battle of Bands. I never left. Oh, it was
No,
downstairs.
no,
you
you
talking
have
the
to,
club
like,
downstairs?
No.
They had 3
no,
clubs in that building.
no.
Okay, fuck you both then. I wasn't cool
No.
enough to be in the green room.
Yeah,
You
dude.
no, wait. You
Hold
couldn't
on,
have been.
hold
The
on.
only time you
Hold
played
on,
Lago
hold on.
was with me. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool. Never mind then.
Unspoken was in the green room.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Okay.
And the reason why, there was a couple of reasons why. One, we got dicked over on like a show that we were supposed to play. We sold tickets for, and they wound up putting us in a different room, like in this building. But later on, like it was just Mark's just mad because he never got to see the green room. And you know what? I'm gonna rub it. I'm gonna rub.
There you go.
Look, I'm gonna rub salt in the wound real quick because Mark, I don't know if you know this or
I'm
not.
gonna pee on your drink.
Yo,
What?
the green room actually had like a whole bunch of
You know what? Fuck you all.
I'm sorry.
Out of
I
part of the
saw
world.
I saw a good bit of green room.
Thank you.
Anyway, the point that I'm getting at is my first show was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the Pilfers were opening, who were a nobody band. Like, yeah, nobody had ever heard of the Pilfers. Yeah, no, I
He's the only
didn't.
one in the audience.
I didn't. Nobody knew who the Pilfers were. Yeah, yeah. Yo, I was 400 pounds skanking. I don't even care.
Dude,
I
hey,
didn't
good
even
workout,
care.
man. I used to skank on stage.
Listen. These two motherfuckers knew me when I was like 420 pounds, and they are still my friends to this day. So,
Love this dude. I didn't give it. Dude, I'm almost 300 pounds. Fuck you all.
I don't care what anybody says. That's something we'll get into in another podcast.
Wait.
But
So I want to do my first concert.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to say two because I had two different stages of concert going. Both of you know, probably none of you loudies know, I grew up in a very religious atmosphere. Was probably going to be a youth pastor up until like my senior year of high school and stuff. But so my first concert, my first actual like couple thousand people venue concert would have been like the Newsboys and Audio Adrenaline. Not sure if you know them, but they were Christian rock bands, decent songs, whatever. It was cool concert. They had great shows. But so what I consider my first real concert where shit got real, mosh pits and there were drugs and stuff, was Megadeth and the Misfits back in like '96 at Rostraver Ice Gardens. So and listen, it's me, my brother, and Tony Massimino, who's one of my tattoo artists. We'll get him on someday. Remember Tony? No, that's Joe. That's a different dude. Yeah, he fucked. Dude, I don't remember the end of the night. I got a lot of tattoo artist friends, but yeah, he was great, Joey. But so I remember we watched the Misfits. We were there for Megadeth. We watched the Misfits. We're literally front row up against the gate. There they are. They throw water bottles out. Throw picks. We get picks and stuff. I remember Misfits threw a water bottle and hit Tony in the head. And like I'm sitting next to him. I watch it hit him in the head, and I punch him in the stomach and grab the bottle at the same time just to get the bottle. So I had this thing for like 5 years, never drank it, obviously. And then we watched Megadeth play, and like, we grew up, I'm a big Megadeth fan. Metallica. Megadeth would have been bigger than Metallica if they had slightly better singing. I love Dave Mustaine's voice, but it wasn't the commercial side that Metallica had. His voice is amazing though. Anyways, so this was my first concert, and then we went out. We bought our first concert T-shirts. Parents gave us money. I mean, I'm like literally 13. My parents dropped us off. So some guy gets on stage and he sings.
Think about that age when you're
right now, like nowadays, who let their kid go to a Megadeth concert at 13 alone? Yeah, right. Yeah. So I used to go to concerts at 12, 13 alone with my friends, and but yeah, but. I remember this guy gets on stage and he sings with the Misfits, right? Tall, skinny, fucking hippie-looking motherfucker. Remember the VJ, the MTV VJ, Jesse, real strung out, like hippie, had the weird hair.
I think I do.
He was, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Remember him? He won that MTV VJ challenge. They interviewed him one day, and they're like, "What's the best moment of your life?" And he's like, "I remember I got on stage with the Misfits at Pittsburgh, and I sang with them on stage at the Misfits Megadeth concert." And I was like, "Are you for that motherfucker on stage with Jesse?" So yeah, and so this was probably one of the most iconic concert experiences of my life. Like, it was amazing. I got picks from Megadeth. I had water bottle from the Misfits. It was amazing. I consider that my true first concert. Yeah. People smoking in the pit next to you, get burned with cigarettes. People kicking your ass. My buddy shoved me in. My brother. That's right. He kicked me into the fucking mosh pit. It was like, yeah. Yeah. He was like, pow.
Whoa. The music.
I'm way too old for mosh pits now. I was at Slayer a couple years ago, and I looked at everyone's like, let's go, and I'm like, yeah. All right, okay.
Well, moshing has changed so much. Kicking,
they swing fists and shit. Yeah, people pick you up.
We were an extra.
Yep.
Money box. They had 9 dudes in there. They were going crazy. There was a mosh pit in front of this guy that he punched a kid, and immediately the Boston stopped playing.
Oh yeah.
And the singer called him out on it, and he was like, "That guy right there, get him the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
That it was one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in my entire life of a band actually respecting their
They're fans and looking out for them.
looking out for them. Absolutely.
I've seen a few of those.
It was amazing. It was amazing. As soon as I got that dude out of there, it was right back to the party.
Have you ever heard Doctor? What the
That's how
real
Mosh
quick.
Pits used to be.
Good.
Real quick, before we even like go on to Brando's first concert.
No, we already got that.
Do
didn't
you?
We did it, yeah.
Remember that second was a little better?
We'll use your second for the. Yeah.
You would appreciate it.
Okay.
Do you remember the show? We were playing a show at the Moose, and somebody who I went to college with threw a beer bottle on stage.
Oh,
And I'll never forget this because you were talking about like family and like, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
so
Peak doorman.
yeah, like this dude
He's a monster.
threw a beer bottle up on stage, and I just remember Brandon, like I remember seeing Brandon jump off the stage, then seeing the beer bottle crash, seeing everybody else jump off the stage, and then Pete the door guy grabs this dude. Like I didn't even know what was going on, but this dude was trying to throw a beer bottle at me, and the entire band literally leapt off the stage to like beat the shit out of this dude. And of course,
You don't disrespect.
Did you guys ball game them?
Yes, we did.
Ball game!
so did Pete. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that guitar. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we could probably fill up an hour of concert experiences between our shows
We
and like,
just did.
I mean, no, we haven't even touched an hour on this yet. That was everything else. I mean, I've been like, I figure between the shows I've played and the shows I've been to over 1,000 concerts. And I'm actually to the point in my life where like I pick one or two a year, and that's what I go see. And I don't want to dick around with seeing the same band twice anymore.
No.
Like I want to go see somebody new. And the older I get, the less I care about the atmosphere. There's a lot of at Star Lake especially, they really cracked down on smoking pot now. I talked to the cops there last year when I was there. They were telling me that 80% of their arrests are pot smokers, and not underagers. I'm like, you fucking idiots. But anyways, you go to these concerts, and I saw Slayer now. No, fuck no. But I got it like to go to a show. I saw for the shits and giggles. I went to the Frampton. Christ, I can't remember who else was there, but oh, dude, Croc Rock is one of the coolest stages we ever played. Yeah, and we always used to, hey, party on, man. That was some of the best times at Drop Monday. We'd go out there. We'd show up on a Friday night. We'd have the show Saturday night. We'd show up on a Friday night. We'd set up in the basement. We'd jam out our set practice. We'd have a concert downstairs. Everybody would be there, right? And then Jim would just get us fucking drunk until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Cheers to
Eastern PA, Scranton. No, Allentown. Thank you.
Wait,
And cheers to Scranton too. Fuck you guys.
Wasn't that where we saw the Guitar Center with the Butch Walker poster?
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we used to party there a lot, man. Remember when we were gonna who took somebody's bed? Jimmy.
Jay Biscuits.
Jay Biscuits took Jay's bed, his air mattress. So we were ratchet strapping him down to it. We're gonna put him in the pool in the neighbor's yard and just let him float there the rest of the night. Oh my God. Yeah, we were like, what if he flips over or deflates or something? Yeah. We're gonna fucking kill him. Jay was so pissed though. Oh, man, those were good times. Remember, he'd be like, you'd run out of a liquor. Like, we'd have a bottle of whiskey on the table. We'd all be drinking it. And you'd run out, and Jim would be like, go down to the basement. Go down 2 rights and a left. And you make this left, and it's like rows of liquor. It's like 3, 4 bottles deep. It was like a liquor store. Oh, yeah. That was a good time. Let's do that again.
We played back-to-back in Ohio.
Oh, do I remember?
You remember that? It was actually Johnny LOUDispatch was playing drums for us at the time.
Wait, oh, really?
Yeah, because he stayed at the
It was at Cedar. We went to Cedar.
Oh, in Cleveland. No, it was Cincinnati. Cincinnati.
That was the night that Jay went
It was.
behind the property. Grew up.
Bro.
They spent all night awake, those two idiots.
Bro.
So wait, does everybody remember why we had a place to stay?
Yeah.
Jay and everybody else is like, oh yeah, we're gonna show in Cleveland and Cincinnati. It's like a 6-hour fucking drive.
Wasn't it Kurt's?
Yeah. So.
No.
Yeah. No. That's
No, there's
yes.
Girl,
Two
Yes.
different. There's gotta be two different.
No.
Steph and I, we were going out there. We're like, you know what? We're getting a hotel room. We rented a hotel room, and then
Yeah.
we knew that none of you irresponsible fucks were gonna rent a hotel
We
room.
did. We
So
did.
we
They actually
no,
did.
no. You guys might have, but
You guys drove back.
we rented you a hotel room, but didn't tell anybody until the show. After the show, everybody's done with the show, and they're like, oh, I wonder what we're gonna do now. And Steph and I are like, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna come back to the hotel with us and sleep in the room we got you. So it was Steph and I in one room, and we got the other 8 fucking people in one room. Yeah.
Mind
right.
you, so we get the show in Ohio, right? And like we were told it's gonna be like a door split show, like it's gonna be the Dream
Which means you're
Attendant.
making $5.
Right. It's gonna be the Dream Attendant Drop Monday. Like there's always people there. There's gonna be free drinks. Yeah.
Doubt
Like,
it.
so we wound up getting there. We played this show, and like I shit you not, like there were people in the bar. Like there had to have been at least 50 people in the bar, and not a single fucking person even looked. Like we were over here, and everybody was just like,
It was the police. They were like,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, man.
So we watched Drop Monday set, and we're like, oh fuck. Oh fuck, what did we get ourselves into? Mind you, we're playing behind like in the like a back corner of like, hey, just play in this closet and we'll have you guys, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So our
Was that the one that? Wait, was that the one that we stayed at Julia's camp?
no, we
Okay,
actually
this is
shot.
different. Drop
Bro.
Monday wasn't there for that one then.
You were. We shot a trailer. Yeah, we shot a trailer, and we shot a trailer for the Dream Intended there too.
Was that the one in the little bar in the strip mall?
Yes.
We went to the camp. You guys might have stayed at the hotel. We went to the camp. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really fucking invited me to
Yeah.
share a point. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
It long story short, we had a guitar player that was like, look, all we gotta do is play like what was it being like, oh hey, Ohio, like it was like some sort of like Ohio State like theme song, and like we played it, and no, I still to this day I've never seen anything like it. People turned around, sang the like, oh,
We are
Ohio, and like then turned back around and continued their conversation as if we weren't, like as if it was like a fucking
That's like-
jukebox.
that's like the Blues Brothers movie when they show up and they're supposed to be that country band.
no
And they play
fucking
their songs, and everybody's like throwing shit at them, and then they play it's like you know,
Yeah,
and they're jamming,
yeah,
everybody's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, woo!
But it was the weirdest thing I had ever seen, and I'm
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
there with the microphone, like trying to go crazy, like, people, do you even hear me? And they're just like, dude, seriously, shut the fuck up. I clearly met this woman on the internet. Like, shut up. Like,
Listen,
shut
I'm
up.
about to take this woman home. to
Oh,
my
you're
shit.
playing Ohio. Ohio. Anyway, shut the fuck up. Let me get back to
Sucks.
yeah, like you know what I mean? Like that's like, and then like we go back to the hotel room, and like we didn't have, obviously they didn't provide us with free alcohol, so like we stop at like a Sheetz or like something like that, and Willard picked up like a couple cases of beer, and like we're like, we can't find members of our band, we're all drunk, like we have like 3 or 4 hotel rooms booked, and like we're going to Cedar Point the next day. I don't know where anybody's at, like nobody's any clue. Like there's video footage of it up online, by the way. We use it as a teaser.
Video footage, Drop Monday, or TDI.com.
Yeah, it was
LOUDdispatch.
LOUDdispatch. It was crazy. It was an interesting show. So with that being said,
Good times.
Brando, let's get to your second concert as your final thoughts for this evening. What was your second? Kenny G.
I want to cover something on here real quick.
We'll come back to that. We'll
Okay.
come back to that on another episode.
High five! Oh, I have a C311 too. That'd be good. What, you got stabbed? Really? What a prick.
Amazing.
What a prick. I almost said the other
One,
one.
I didn't really know who Rage Against the Machine was.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Down, down.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to cover something.
What?
We have Brandon's musical instrument collection on the notes.
That's why I said we'll come back to this.
Okay, but what I want to say is he doesn't have one anymore because he's into cars and guns now.
I still have musical equipment.
You do, yeah. He has a lot. And so if you are interested in buying some really good equipment,
I wasn't even going to talk about that. I was just going to talk about like
he had
how,
Paul Reed Smiths and those great Gibsons. And
all
he
kinds
still does,
of
and some
like
nice Fenders. And,
it used to be an ongoing battle of like who could have the best guitar, and like Brando's collection of guitars and amps is probably
it was unrivaled at one point.
Yeah, I mean it's still.
And I got to be honest, the one you have now is still unrivaled, even though you know. But
I still think to this day,
his personal collection has gone from guitars to cars and guns.
Yeah.
Very nice guns.
but still to this day, I still think that
Guitars are beautiful, and that
the Mesa Boogie
oh,
Rectifier, hands down, the best sounding amp ever created.
see, I'm the SVT3 Ampeg bass player guy
Incredible.
with a 410 HLF cab.
That's just my taste.
Yep.
That's just
I
my
get it.
taste.
I get it.
With a Gibson Les Paul.
Ooh. With
Some
some
humbuckers.
triple humbucker motherfucker.
Talk about some crushing.
Yep.
Crushing.
Someday, so what we'll do on one of those, we'll talk about our dream gear. If anybody's interested in, you know, like we've all spent our life fucking instruments and music. No, wait, playing instruments that we didn't fuck them. Sorry, guys.
There's probably a lot of people out there that want to get into playing music.
Yeah.
And no
We could talk about budget gear and what's good.
What's good, what's
And
bad, what's
listen,
what kind of music.
I think I
you
sent you both pictures of this thing. I bought one of those Chinese
want.
made.
You showed me that.
So it's a
Yeah.
Stingray bass, and it's literally. I know the one thing that would tell you if you knew what you're talking about, you would know it's not an actual Stingray based on where this is.
If you're not tracking in the studio,
Who cares?
or you need a high-end guitar to get that clarity. And
Dude, this thing.
Dude, don't go out and spend $2,000 on a guitar. You can buy a lot of good gear for under $1,000.
I bought this thing for $109.
Yeah, I mean, some
$109, and it is
killer gear.
the neck is probably one of the best quality necks I've played, and the paint and the woodwork. The only thing is the electronics are not up to par.
Yeah.
So what you do is you buy this $100 guitar, buy a $100 pickup, buy a $100 preamp or whatever. You
A
know,
lot of times, though, it doesn't
everything
really-
else is fucking
it doesn't
great.
come down to it.
It's the player. It's the player. Well, it's
What
not
you
even
play
that.
through.
Because you could just run a preamp through. It's the player. You could take a turd and make it sound good if you know what you're doing. So
I'm pretty sure in episode 5, whenever I talked about photography, and I said, look, you can take any camera and take the shittiest camera as long
If
as
you
the
know what you're
person
doing.
that's taking the picture is doing it right.
And
So-
you want some education.
With that being
who
said,
keeps fucking with these lights?
all of us, me. Anyway, so with that being said, we're gonna end this episode 10 of Loud Dispatch, and who the hell knows? You might even be seeing episode 11 with Brando. We don't know. We have no idea.
I think it might be nice.
Look
Yeah.
at this.
And we might have another. We might have Josh here. Hopefully, he's feeling better by then.
So,
Ooh.
final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
If there's something that you want to
Color.
do, you do it. And remember,
Do it.
the world is just nuts and bolts.
Put your penis into it.
Just take it apart,
You can do
put
it.
it back together. Very possible. Don't be afraid.
It's like Lincoln Logs.
It truly is. Do not be. If there's something you want to do, if there's something you want to experience, do it. Experience it. Take it apart. Put it back together. It's part of life.
Smoke it.
Smoke it.
We'll come back to this
Those are my
because
final thoughts.
we'll come back to this because Brando has a car collection and some vehicles that like I don't even think you people can
Alright.
understand and
My thumb hurts.
what he has actually done to these vehicles. Like,
Ooh,
is
yeah. You know what?
ridiculous.
So we're gonna get Josh in here. We're gonna do some work with Josh too, with Brando. We're gonna also go visit Josh's garage. He has a custom car garage. He'll do your inspection shit. Campbell's Customs, out in what Keysport, Portview, Glassport, Portview. Okay. And so we'll throw that actually out there. Nice plug. So we're gonna get some of Brandon's cars out there too, and we'll get some other people some nice cars. We'll do a little custom car episode because that is a fucking art form I love.
You only live once.
Yeah.
Only live once.
Since we're signing off, Brando, what car did you drive here today?
Camino and Torch Red.
And we're gonna put a LOUDdispatch sticker on it.
Yes, we are.
We are.
We are.
Oh my God.
I can't believe he's gonna do that.
Look,
You know what? Don't do it on glass though. Put it on the glass because you can get it off glass.
I'll tell you what. We'll actually take a
See my
picture of it
cars
and we'll upload it just so that you see. Anyway, guys,
Hey,
episode 10.
LOUDdispatch. We fucking love you, LOUDies. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm a little drunk. All right. Peace.